What's good, family? It's your boy Just Blaze, host of the best NBA pod in the game, Above the Rim. Keep it locked each week and join myself and a special guest as we tackle the latest rumblings in the league. If it's happening in the NBA, you know I got you covered. Make sure you subscribe on all platforms and leave that 5-star review. Let's get it.
And look who's joining us. It's how you doing, Danilo?
I'm very good after this song. Very good.
That's Weber doing. You know,
made it just for you, baby.
You heard C. Webb doing that.
Nobody
before.
say my name like you, C. Webb. Appreciate that.
You gotta wait till you hear the remix.
You know what? We appreciate it too.
Danilo, I'm glad you're a great sport and letting me mess up your name and everything. But to the fans out there at Twitter that only say your name in 50,000 syllables, how do you pronounce your last name?
You want to say with Italian accent?
Yes, please.
With Italian accent is Gallinari.
Gallinari.
You got it.
Is that good?
Yeah.
That was what
Gallinari.
that was an African
That was
accent.
an African-Italian mix.
Yeah, that was
Gallinari. That's all I had for you, man.
That's kind of like a hybrid.
Perfect. Just keep pronouncing like that. I'm having fun with that, so just keep going.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Keep that jumper wet, man.
Hey, Danilo, thanks a lot for joining us. I'm sure this has probably taken a turn that you didn't expect in music at all. But congratulations. And there it goes again.
Talk about it!
You are now tuned in to Above the Rim.
Family, welcome back to another edition of Above the Rim, brought to you as always. It's your host, Justin, aka Just Blaze. Family, you know the drill. To get in contact with me, you can always hit me up. Follow me on Twitter at JustBlaze_513, on IG at JustBlaze513, on Facebook, search Above the Rim Podcast. Also email the show as well. Above the Rim NBA Podcast at gmail.com. Leave the family a voicemail. Also, you already know, tap it in. 908-718-1592. Family, leave those voicemails. I'm back, man. We back. NBA season is back, man. We got a new beat. Here blessing the streets for the new season of Above the Rim. I'm feeling it, man. Nice, smooth instruments in the back. Shout out to my man Yannick, the sound engineer extraordinaire. We here, family. Merch is on sale. Get your Above the Rim gear now. The store's open. Get yours. New flavors added. Send me those photos as well. Shout out to the family. Shout out to everybody who cop merch. I applaud y'all. I appreciate y'all. Shout out to the family who did all that. Shout out to the support. Much love. Always appreciate it. Join that Slack channel, Also, shoot me a message or email. I'll send you the link to that. High quality sports talk about to get ramping up since the NBA is getting ready to be ramped up. As you can see, a solo episode. No guests tonight. No guests. I had to come on the mic, and it was a lot of things happening that was near and dear to me. The streets was calling for me. They were asking me where I was. And I'm here, man. So, December 22nd, the new season restart date. The NBA and the NBPA has been in conversations about the December. In conversations. They already, have already stated that the NBA will be back December 22nd, 72-game season. And I think it was good, man. I think it was definitely important for teams and the players to get back on their normal schedule. Definitely allows the players to receive their summers back again and be done right before the Olympics. The season's gonna, I believe, end in July or early June. Either late June or early July, right before the Olympics when they start in August, so that some of those players can go back to their international teams and play for their respective countries. No All-Star break this season, but there is, no All-Star weekend, but there is an All-Star break. I believe it's going to be about 4 or 5 days where the NBA players have off for like a break during the mid-season. And that's going to be solid. They're going to need that little break. And by the way, since we're talking about the NBA coming back, I really don't have any sympathy for all the bitching and the complaining about some of the shortened off season. I saw there were a couple murmurings about the off season. It was too short from some of the players. That's mouse talk. That's mouse talk, if you ask me. Those boys had enough time off due to the pandemic. Listen, it's simple like this. If you want to get paid, you got to play. I know a lot of the players were clamoring for, I believe it was a 56 or 58 game season. But that wasn't going to work for some of these owners, man. You know they're going to want to recuperate some of the money if you understand the cap and you understand that the NBA is a business above all else. Those players are going to have to play unless they're going to have to give up some salary. And I'm sure none of these brothers want to give up that salary. I wouldn't want to give up my salary. So, you just got to play a little bit more, man. A little bit earlier. December 22nd start. The season might be a little shortened. But hey, it is what it is. They got to get back into training camp December 1st or December 2nd, I believe. So, hey, man. Buckle up. Ante up. I don't want to hear none of that too short and talk from Danny Washed Green over there. Come on, bro. Danny Washed Green.
Come on,
talking about
man.
some of the players might not be ready to be back. Some of them are gonna take the first month off. I don't want to hear that, man. It's go time. It's go time. Also, they were saying as well that some fans might be back in the stands in the stadiums next season. I hope so, because I want to get to a game. I'm sure the family wants to get to a game. Everybody wants to get to a game. So I really want to see fans back in the stadiums. I want to be there. I know they're probably going to have a lot more precautions. I know it might be a little bit more of a pain in the ass to get to the games. But we'll see. We'll see how this shakes out, because I know the NBA for sure needs that revenue. So we'll see, man. Let a couple of the fans in, man. And it's going to be a crazy week for the NBA, man. There's trade moratorium being lifted today. We're recording this on Monday. The draft is on Wednesday. There's a lot of things that's going to be going down, man. As I said, December 22nd is opening night. All-Star break, I believe, is in March 5th through 10th. The regular season is going to end about May 16th, somewhere around there. They're still going to have the play-in tournament, which is phenomenal. I'm glad. Shout out to the NBA for keeping the play-in tournament for the 7th to the 10th seed. Shout out to them for that. May 22nd, the first round of the playoffs. That's gonna be dope around that time. June 7th, I think around there is gonna be the conference final. They're trying to end the season around late June, early July, as I said before, early to mid July. So that's gonna be phenomenal, man. And I'm excited for the NBA season to start, man. I kind of low key wanted it to start around Martin Luther King Day as originally planned, because we just wanted a break because it's NBA 24/7. But bring it on, man. I'm ready. The streets need it. Streets need the NBA back again, man. So this episode, definitely want to go some of my predictions into free agency going into since the trade moratorium has been lifted, NBA draft and everything like that. We got some Woj bombs today. My boy got dealt today, so we definitely gonna talk about that. CP Trey. But yeah, man. So wait, who sent a voice? I know we got a voice, man. Shout out to the family. Shout out to my boy Reem for sending me that voicemail.
What's good, Just? What's good, the Above the Rim family? It's your boy Remo, a.k.a. Mr. Rich Threads, a.k.a. Mellow Reem. I'm locked in.
Talk to me.
Even when I thought I wouldn't be. I told myself I was gonna take a break. I was a little disinterested in what was gonna go on with the NBA. I didn't care about the draft. And then the rumors started flying. The Woj bombs and shams, and I don't want to play with this dude anymore. I want to be the main focus of the offense. Wow. CP3's on the move. Who's going to get drafted? Who's going to move up and into the draft? All right, I'm back all locked in. Let's go. I'm ready. Mic me up, coach. Put me in the game. Let's get it. I'm out. One.
My boy Reem is locked in. That's what I'm talking about. He really thought you was gonna have a break, bro. I mean, we all kind of wanted a little bit of a break, but we knew it wasn't really gonna happen, man. It's the NBA offseason, man. You know, there's rumors galore, craziness happening in the offseason. There's no way we could have got a real break, man. But you're right. It's been wild since NBA season right now. There's been a lot of trade chatter going on. There's been a lot of things happening, especially with my guy CP3 started the ball. The Woj bombs happening today. When my boy got traded, CP3. And it was interesting, man. I can't front, so I definitely wanted to talk about this. I'm calling the episode LeValley. The CP is headed over there to Arizona, to the Valley, to play with Devin Booker, to play with DeAndre Ayton, to lead those young guns to the promised land. Can CP lead those young guns to the promised land? Hey, we gonna find out what my man is made of, man. So when I first heard about CP being linked to Phoenix, it really surprised me. I'm not gonna lie. It surprised me when I heard him being linked to Phoenix, but it also intrigued me also as well. Initially, I rejected it, but then again, I had to sit back and I had to really think about it. CP is a smart dude, but why is he looking at Phoenix? It's got to be for a reason. I'm sure he thinks he can win. I'm sure he wouldn't go to a team where he wouldn't think he had any chance of winning. So then I had to sit back and look at it. I know a lot of guys don't really watch the Phoenix Suns like that. They were one of the lower tier teams in the league, so a lot of people don't really know. But I watch all teams, so I know they had a young stud in Devin Booker. I know they have a young stud in DeAndre Ayton. Mikal Bridges is there. Cam Johnson is there that also emerged in the bubble. They went undefeated in the bubble, 8-0. So they're a team on the rise. So like I said, CP is a smart dude. He's looking at it like, hey, it might be a shot with these young guys. And when we looked at the deal, I mean, did Phoenix really give up that much in that deal? Like, when we really look at it, how much did they really give up? They gave up Rubio. They gave up Oubre. They gave up a 2022 first-round draft pick. You got Chris Paul, future Hall of Famer. They got Nader, another wing they can use, another shooter that they can use that they can replace Oubre with. And the roster's not done. It's early. It's early in the game. I know, and when we looked at the decision making, because we know CP had a lot to do with the decision coming over there to Phoenix. We know he was involved a lot in the trade process. We know he was involved a lot in the negotiation process. So there's obviously something there that he saw, which is why he feels that he should go to Phoenix and lead that young team. So I just want to make a quick note also about that. A lot of people who are killing CP3 for that move. I feel like there's a little bit of a little bit of pushback from some people saying that CP doesn't want to win, or he's not valuing winning anymore because he didn't go to the Clippers, didn't go to the Lakers, didn't go to the 76ers. But you got to remember a couple of key factors. One, you can kind of choose your destination, but when you're a big star, but also as well, you can't really choose what the teams are going to accept in a trade negotiation. I'm sure CP, it was reported from a lot of people that the Clippers were CP's number one destination. I personally wanted him to go to the Clippers. I thought that would have been his best bet and his best opportunity to win a title. Playing over there with Kawhi, with PG, no Doc Rivers there, Tyler over there, would have been solid for him. But they didn't have the assets to go pick up a CP from the OKC Thunder. We know they wanted young players and they wanted draft capital. Suns had that. And they had the cap space to do the deal. And I want to make another interesting note. A lot of y'all killed Jimmy Butler for choosing to willingly leave Philadelphia. A lot of y'all did that. And not go to the Rockets, not go to Miami, and go to Miami when there's no other star in place. He was killed a lot for that, for initially making that decision. Just because it was an unconventional decision, just because it was a team, quote unquote, that didn't have another star, just because it was a team that didn't have the requisite pieces that automatically looked like a contender on paper. But why did he go? Because he was wanted there. It looks like Phoenix really wanted CP3. It looks like Devin Booker really wanted CP3. And then also on the flip side of that, CP3 wanted them also. It looks like they wanted him to lead that team, and he wanted to lead that team. Listen, man, we got to look at this when this was essentially a trade, but it really was a free agent decision kind of in that way, because they did allow CP to have that type of power. So listen, I got to trust. He must have seen something with that Phoenix Suns team, but they're a solid team. If you really look at the Phoenix Suns, like I said, they went 8-0 in the bubble, undefeated in the bubble. I know a lot of people are saying that's premature how they played. And yeah, it may be. It was in the bubble, weren't any fans in place like that. They're a very young, inexperienced team. But that doesn't mean that team can't make noise. when you put a vet with a bunch of young, hungry wolves, there's a lot that can happen. There's a lot that can happen. And relationships matter. James Jones, the president of basketball operations there, also he was in the NBPA with Chris Paul. They also have a relationship. Monty Williams, the coach, was Chris Paul's rookie head coach over there. So there's a relationship there. And let's not forget, CP took an OKC team, put together on the fly to the 5th seed in the Western Conference. CP brings a lot to the table for that young team. Leadership, gritty defense, efficient scoring, stability. We might get the best version of Devin Booker we ever got. I actually really do believe we're going to get the best version of Devin Booker that we've ever got. Easy shots. Devin Booker is going to see so much more easy shots. He's going to see the game in a different light. The game is going to slow down for him. His playmaking ability is going to be a lot better. CP can create for him as a cutter and a shooter. More opportunities. He's entering the 6th season now. Devin Booker is a competitive guy. He's one of the fiery players in the NBA. I know a lot of people don't realize that, but he is. He wanted to win. Phoenix Suns had James Jones. They had to keep Devin Booker happy. There were rumblings of him maybe wanting out in the next season if they don't get him any help, because he wanted to win. He wanted to go to the playoffs. And now, listen, if you look at CP3, he wins everywhere that he goes. May not win the title, but they most definitely going to the playoffs. So let's look at the fit a little bit. We know CP obviously is an amazing mentor to young players. He did that in OKC. He's going to do wonders for DeAndre Ayton, their former number 1 overall pick. CP is clearly one of the best pick and roll playmaking guards of all time. Let's not forget that CP3 turned DeAndre Jordan into an all-star and an all-NBA team center 3 times. I'm going to repeat that to you. DeAndre Jordan made an all-star game 1 time, but he made an all-NBA team 3 times on the Clippers. All CP3. DeAndre Ayton is going to take his game to the next level. He's a more skilled big man. He can shoot. He can post up. He can hit you with a little turnaround, fadeaway, a little baby jump hook. He can hit a mid-range. He can also step out and hit a 3 occasionally, but he's a big body in the paint. He can block shots. His foot speed needs to get a little bit better, but that comes in time. Let's not sleep. Let's not sleep, man. It's CP3, man. Let's not sleep. The Suns were 12th in offense last year. They missed the playoffs for 10 straight years, which is crazy. But that's why we know this is a win now move for them. They're trying to win right now, and you got to respect that. You got to respect that. You got to respect that. They have a young team, but they got some young, hungry dogs for that team. Booker averaged 26 and 6 last year. Played 35 minutes a night. DeAndre Ayton, 18 and 11 last year. Played 32 minutes a night. Mikal Bridges, 9 and 4. Out of lot 28 minutes, but he's a defensive ace and growing it into becoming a defensive ace. And then we got to look at this also. They acquired CP3 today, but what is their roster going to look like tomorrow on opening night? It's going to get better. This Phoenix Suns roster is 100% going to get better. They still got cap space. They got over $10 million to use on a free agent, sign and trade. They also have the number 10 pick in the draft that they can trade. They can draft. They have moves. They have options. There's some more moves to make. There's a couple of people that they can target, a couple of people that I think they can target, because clearly they have a hole at the 4. I think Melo's got to be over there. I think that would be nice. Gallo is also a target, high quality target, which I like, but I don't love. Gallo is definitely a strong scorer, a strong third scorer, 4th scorer, could be either one. Can get you 15 to 20 a night. I just worry about Gallo on the defensive end. I mean, he's gotten a lot better than in previous years, but we saw him last year playing against the Houston Rockets. Off the dribble, his defense wasn't up to par. That could have been a lot better. So I would like the Suns to get a little bit more athletic at that 3 and 4 spot, because they are a little young on the wing with Mikal Bridges and Cam Johnson. So I do want them to go the veteran route. And I think the number one target that the Phoenix Suns should be going for is PJ Tucker. Clearly, we about to talk about the Rockets in a little bit. There's a fire sale going on there. Russ wants out. Harden wants out. It's craziness going out there in Houston. But I think PJ Tucker should be the number one target for the Phoenix Suns. They definitely have the assets to acquire him. Now, do I think they need to give up the number 10 pick for PJ? Hell no. I don't think that's smart to do that. But if the Rockets are in rebuilding mode, maybe they'll want a Dario Saric. Maybe not. Probably not. But you probably got to throw in maybe a future first-round pick or maybe a future second-round pick. Throw them a little Frank Kaminsky, an expiring deal. Maybe an Aaron Baines, I believe, is an expiring deal. PJ Tucker makes around $10 million, $9 or $10 million, something around there. So the salary wouldn't be that difficult to match up. But PJ Tucker, I think, will be the quintessential stretch for the Phoenix Suns to go with DeAndre Ayton, Mikal Bridges, Devin Booker, and CP3. They can't get their hands on PJ. Jay Crowder. You know, I call him one of the best role players in the NBA. He's one of the best utility players in the NBA. I think Jay Crowder will be an excellent fit. One of the Morris twins also as well, I think will be an excellent fit. And listen, man, some of y'all out here think it's crazy that I already said this Phoenix Suns team might be a top 4 team in the West next year, barring some more changes because they do have to make some more moves. Why can't they? The West is a bloodbath. I'm not going to lie. You got LeBron and AD. You got Steph and Clay. You got Kawhi and PG. You got Jokic and Murray. You got Luka and Porzingis. Spider and Gobert. Lillard and CJ. Cat and D'Lo. John Morant. Jaren Jr. Jackson. Zion and Ingram. Russ and Harden I even get to. Ball and Beal, another duo coming back. Listen, man. I mean, well, that's in the East, of course, but the West is a bloodbath. They got their hands full, but I think they can do it, man. I definitely think so. Booker is almost 30 points per game scorer, definitely over 25 points per game. I actually think his points per game might increase because he's going to get a couple more easy looks. He's going to be set up a little bit more than he's ever been. And listen, man, at the end of the day, the Suns go to sleep knowing they got a top-notch point guard, All-NBA second team in Chris Paul, one of the best playmakers of all time, Hall of Fame playmaker, to go with one of the league's best scorers in Devin Booker and a center with some untapped talent. Some moves to make. Let's go, man. The NBA season about to get even more sticky. It's already. We ramping up, man. Talk more about it in my next couple of episodes when I bring a couple of guests on with me. Some more deals in the NBA we got to talk about. Dennis Schroeder, my man Schroeder, man, traded to the LA Lakers, and I got to give some love to Rob Pelinka. I think it was a phenomenal deal that he did. What a steal. What a steal. What a deal. I'm not going to lie. I feel like OKC got a little fleece right here. They traded Danny Washed Green and the number 28 pick for Dennis Schroeder. Listen, listen. I don't know why some people, and I wouldn't say a lot, some people are underselling the value of a Dennis Schroeder on the team. Listen, he came off the bench last year. He got robbed of 6 Man of the Year, mind you. He got robbed of it, but he is the starting caliber. Dennis Schroeder is a starting caliber guard that just happens to be coming off the bench. Starting caliber. Led the league with points off the bench last season. Average over 19. The Lakers are getting exactly what they needed. What they lacked last year, we wondered about their guard spot. But then Rajon Rondo came through in the playoffs and he elevated his level of play. Now, we knew they were going to lose. A lot of people knew they were going to lose Rajon Rondo. He might be looking for a payday or he may just be looking to move on. But Dennis Schroeder, that is an upgrade. Let me kid and tell you right now, Dennis Schroeder over Rajon Rondo is an upgrade. You get younger, you get quicker, you get faster, you get more skilled, you get a better shooter. Lakers did a phenomenal deal, man. Let's see how they show up that roster too, man. Listen, definitely the streets need to be even more scared of the Lakers with Dennis Schroeder because the champs just got a lot better. So you definitely got to pay attention to them. I like the moves that they're already making, man. I do like that. And so let's talk about a couple of teams that I feel like need to make a move. A couple of teams that I'm looking at in this offseason, especially this week to make a move. I'm looking at the Hawks, man. I'm looking at the Atlanta Hawks as one of those teams that definitely need to make a move. I read they're looking at Rajon Rondo. I think that would be a solid pickup for them. I saw them looking at Drew Holiday. I think would be a phenomenal pickup for them if they can pull that off. I believe they have the number 5 or the number 6 pick in the draft. If they can maybe package that and a Kevin Huerter, the Red Mamba, Carrot Top, I think that would be phenomenal. I think that would elevate them to the next level and definitely get them into the playoffs, especially in the Eastern Conference. Trae Young and Drew Holiday with John Collins, with Clint Capella, with DeAndre Hunter, Cam Reddish. I always like the Hawks, so I think that'd be a solid team. I think that'll be a solid, especially in the Eastern Conference. I think they have to make the playoffs, and they will make the playoffs with that roster if they were to get their hands on him. Lloyd Pierce, one of my favorite coaches in the NBA. Shout out to Lloyd Pierce. One of the youngest coaches in the NBA. Shout out to my boy Lloyd Pierce. The Mavs, another team I'm looking at. They got to compliment Luka. Listen, Luka had a phenomenal playoff run last year. Last season. He had a phenomenal playoff run in the bubble. He played excellent. He showed up and he showed out. He showed the Clippers. Those Clippers boys couldn't handle him. Kawhi couldn't handle him. PG couldn't handle him. Forgot who else. Markieff couldn't handle him. They couldn't handle Luka. So I feel like they need to capitalize on that exceptional confidence that Luka has right now. They got to get him another playmaker is what I'm thinking. A playmaker or an enforcer is what the Mavericks need in my mind. I like Oladipo over there. I like Crowder over there. I actually see Crowder going to Dallas. I believe he was on Dallas before, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not tripping. Maybe I am. But I think Jay Crowder would be phenomenal over there on the Mavericks. They definitely have a need for him over there. Or another playmaker would be phenomenal. If they could get their hands on an Oladipo, that would be great. I'm not sure if they have the assets to do it, but they should try. There's some people they could pick up, man. There's a couple of pieces they can pick up. The Knicks are another team I'm looking at. Come on, man.
Come on, man.
I'm holding out hope for the Knicks. Knicks fans, New York City. You know, a couple of my boys are Knicks fans. They look at me like, Jay, don't hurt us. Don't talk too much shit on my Knicks, brother. I'm not. Listen, I'm actually rooting for the Knicks, man. I want the Knicks to do good. I want the Knicks to do a lot better. I actually have a lot of hope for them. You know what's crazy? What's crazy is I was looking at my crystal ball, right? My Justradamus crystal ball. And I really feel like the Knicks are going to make a splash, man. I feel like the Knicks are going to make some type of splash. This offseason, I really think they're going to do it. I would love for them to try to go get a John Wall. Maybe try to get a Drew Holiday would be nice, even though maybe that might be not be the best move. Listen, push come to shove, worst come to worst. I need the Knicks to go out and go get Russ. I need the Knicks to go do it. I need the Knicks to go out there, Leon Rose, go try to acquire Russ. Get some type of time. I know the contract is scary. I know. It's on the downside of his career. Kinda. Because he's still putting up numbers. He's still giving production. The Knicks need something. They need some action over there. I know in the MSG we may not be able to have fans. The Garden may not be rocking as it normally is. But listen, they need some excitement. In the East, you mean to tell me if you trade for Russell Westbrook, got Russ, got RJ, got Mitch. Let's say you don't touch RJ, you don't touch Mitch. The rest of the pieces on that roster, King, go. Rest of the pieces on that roster is replaceable. I'm going to be honest. Kevin Knox, replaceable. He's young, replaceable though. Julius Randle, he can go. Portis, he can go. Gibson, he can go. Now, if they exit that number 8 pick, I don't know if I would do that. I will have to hold on. I will have to say no if they're going to be active for that number 8 pick. But anything else that they want, other than RJ, maybe I would consider Mitch. Maybe, but not really. I think the Knicks should actually go for him, man. I mean, why not? Russ, I know he does have 3 more years left on this deal, which is crazy, but The Maple Mamba needs some years. RJ Barrett needs some years to really blossom into the player that the Knicks need him to be. So I feel like they should just go for a splashy move. And also, if you don't want to go get Russ, why not go out there and get John Wall? Listen, don't sleep on my son, John Wall, a.k.a. Slutty. Don't sleep on him. He's going to come back next year. I think putting in work. I think John Wall's going to be excellent next year. Not going to lie. I don't know, but I got a weird feeling about the Knicks, man. Call me crazy. Call me an optimist. Call me whatever. Optimistic J right now. I'm telling you right now. I got a weird feeling the Knicks are going to make a move, man. They should anyway. Maybe I'm just hoping. Maybe I'm just hoping they will. Maybe I'm just hoping they will. Another team that I'm looking at, the Clippers. Y'all boys got to make a move. Clippers is on the clock. What you going to do with Montrezl? Are you going to re-sign him? You boys is on the clock. Are you keeping Patrick Beverly? We heard Kawhi said that he wanted a pure point. Patrick Beverly ain't that. Lou Will didn't show up in the playoffs like he was supposed to last season. What you gonna do with him? There might be some teams that want him. Might need an attitude adjustment over there in that Clippers locker room, as I've been saying. Too many Chiefs, not enough Indians. The Blazers I'm looking at also as well. I think they need to make a move to stay competitive also as well. I feel like they're going to lose Melo. I don't think Melo is going back to the Trailblazers. I'm going to be looking at Melo. I got my eye on Melo too. Where you going, Melo? I got my eye on you. Where you going? Remo, where's Melo going? I haven't heard any news on Melo. I personally would like him to go to the Suns now with CP over there. I think that would be great for him. There's minutes there for him. There's touches there for him. There's veteran leadership needed over there for him. But what does he want to do? Where is he going? What is he valuing? Is he valuing a chip? Is he valuing a check? Probably not a check no more because he already got his check. So what is Melo valuing? I'm very curious to see what Melo does this offseason. I would love for him to be over there in Phoenix with CP3. I think that would be phenomenal. I think that would be nice for his career. But let's see. Back to the Blazers. Since Melo is gone, I think they definitely need to be looking at Kevin Love, Paul Millsap, or LaMarcus Aldridge. They definitely need to be looking at a reunion with him. I think that would be great for them if they can actually pull that off with the Spurs. They may not have enough assets, but maybe if they move a Zach Collins, that would be nice. Let's see. You don't know what the Spurs want. I think they actually should be looking at a Marcus Morris over there too. Let's see. Miami. Another team. Y'all know I've been hot on Miami last year. La prophecy came true. They got to the finals. But don't let that fool you, man. They got to make moves too as well. They won't get past the second round this year without another move. Another big move. The Miami Heat definitely needs to make another move. I think they need either another 4, because remember, Crowder's a free agent. He could come back, he could not. Another 4, a bruising 4. I'm thinking like one of the Morris twins, I think would be really nice for the Heat, or re-sign Jay Crowder, I think they need, but maybe they might need to switch it up a little bit. I think a Morris twin will be solid over there, and also they have to re-sign Dragic, because I thought CP3 being over there to Miami Heat would be nice, be great for them, but now they have a premium, they need to sign Dragic. Or maybe go after Van Vliet, but they don't have the money for him, so I don't think that's a realistic possibility. I know they can go over the cap, they can re-sign Goran Dragic, the dragon with his bird rights. They gonna have to do that. He gonna have to do something. Looking at Drew Holiday too. What's gonna happen with my man Drew Holiday? He may be the best defending guard in the NBA, either top 3. No lightweight on the offensive side of the ball. He averaged 19-6 last year. We got some teams looking at him. We got the Nuggets looking at him. We got the Nets looking at him, which is crazy. We got the Hawks looking at him. I like him on the Nuggets. That would be nice. I like him on the Hawks also as well. I also like him on the Milwaukee Bucks. They got to make a move. Clock is ticking on them. Clock is 100% ticking. DeMar DeRozan, looking at him. Are the Spurs going to let him go? Are they going to keep him? He had acquired 25, 5, and 5 last year. Over 50% or around 50%, I believe. One of his best offensive seasons ever. He has a player option. He can opt out, but the Spurs going to lose him. I mean, he opted in, actually. So, actually, the Spurs can keep him or just trade him. Get some assets for him. We'll see. Where's Gallo going? Another one. He's a free agent, but also a lot of people are saying he's might do a sign and trade. It's going to be crazy, man. Gobert is going to be somebody interesting to look at as well. He's eligible for the Supermax at the end of the season. I don't think the Jazz are going to want to pay him. They shouldn't want to pay him. I wouldn't give the Supermax. They're going to give 30-something million to Rudy Gobert, the Frenchman. I'm good on that. So maybe they should look into moving him. That'll be interesting. Maybe Boston might take a shot at him. That would be nice. Derrick Rose, looking at too. Where's D Rose going to go? He's an unrestricted free agent. 76ers would be nice for him. The Milwaukee Bucks would be nice for him. I see him going there in Milwaukee. Close to Chicago. We know his last couple of destinations. He loved to be in that Central Division, close to his family and kids. I think that would be great for him. Going to the Milwaukee Bucks. They have a need for him. Bledsoe ain't it. So that'll be great for him. Buddy Hield, we're going to see what's going to happen with him. Van Vliet. What's going to happen with my boy Vliet? Is he going to take that bag with Toronto or somebody else going to throw him the bag? He said he wants the starting spot and he wants the bag. Let's see which one he values more. He may not be able to get both, but we'll see. Vliet is going to make a team very good. Montrez, where's he going to go? Is he going to stay with the Clippers? Is he going to go to the Charlotte Hornets? A lot of people were saying they're the only team linked to him. I don't know about that. You might as well stay over there since CP3 didn't go over there. Goran Dragic. Hasn't really been much rumors about him, so he's probably staying with the Miami Heat. Davis Bertans of the Washington Wizards, he's probably going to stay in Washington also as well because they have been the only team linked to him. It's crazy, man. There's a lot of stuff going on right now. Lot of craziness going on, but one of the major news out of earlier this week, out of the weekend, out of today, Sunday into Monday, the Houston Rockets. What is happening over there in Houston, family? What is happening over there? It's Houston. It's crazy. I'm not gonna lie. I'm sitting over here. I'm laughing at what's going over there. Is it a fire sale? Boys want out. They over here crumbling. The front office is crumbling. Daryl Morey left first. D'Antoni didn't come back, which we knew wasn't going to happen. Front office is out here crumbling. Russ wants out, we hearing. Harden maybe wants out. You're looking at the Brooklyn Nets, looking at the Philadelphia 76ers. What is happening over here in Houston, family? I'm not going to lie. I'm over here snickering. I'm over here chuckling at the demise of the Houston Rockets because they over there. They threw my boy to the Wolves, so no remorse for them. I'll tell you that right now. But let's talk about Russ, man. I want to start off by saying, low-key, I'm not feeling the Russ disrespect. I think there's a little bit of Russ disrespect, a little bit going on right now. Now we know Russ is... He's not the quintessential player you would choose to start your franchise with. He's not the highest IQ in the league. We know that. But Russ is still a star at the end of the day. If the Rockets decide to move him, it's gonna be his market is definitely gonna be tough. He's still one of the most talented players in the NBA. He's still a top 20 playing the NBA. Definitely a top 20, 25 playing the NBA to me. Average over 20. I forgot what he averaged last year. 20, like 7-7 maybe, or maybe a little less than that. He can get to the rim when he wants to. He can still finish at a high level. There aren't many players who can create shots like Russ, open threes, create lobs for the center as he does. He's still a triple-double machine for whatever that's worth if you value that enough. So there's still a lot of value in Russell Westbrook. I don't know why people are talking about Russ like he has zero value. They out of control. And the way he plays, you always want a guy like Russ on your team. You always want a relentless competitor like Russ on your team. But we know his downfalls. We know that. I mean, anybody with any real basketball knowledge knows the disadvantages when acquiring or having Russell Westbrook on your team. He has a lack of a off-ball value. He really hinders his effectiveness, especially in playoff situations. We know he doesn't play off the ball very well. We know he's not a great shooter. He's a terrible shooter. He's a horrible shooter. He's 32. He got 3 years left on his deal. $132 million left. We know. But if you're one of these lower tier teams, a Charlotte or Detroit, the Knicks, Sacramento, I'm shooting my shot. I'm trying to get Russ. You crazy. I'm trying to get Russ. I need some fanfare for my franchise. I need my franchise to at least try to make the playoffs. I'm not trying to bottom out every single year. Nah. Those type of teams would definitely be looking at Russ. He still led the league in points in the paint, I believe. Not last year. This season. I think he was top 3. I think it was Giannis and then Russ for points in the paint. So listen, the boy can still get to the hole, still get to the lane, can still draw in 2 or 3 defenders, put pressure on the defense. Stop acting like Russ is some mediocre. Stop talking like Russ is a Drew Bledsoe out here, okay? Who disappears. Give me Russ over Drew Bledsoe any day of the week. Give me Russ over a Terry Rozier any day of the week. Put a little bit more respect on Russ's name. Come on now. It's just funny to me that he wants out. That's a little bit crazy, but hey. Not only he wants out, his boy wants out. Can we talk about Harden a little bit right now? Because, I mean, when are we going to start this Harden dialogue? Because we hearing he wants out now. He's unhappy with the front office because he hasn't been consulted on front office moves. I understand, but then I don't necessarily agree. I understand he should be consulted a little bit. He should be consulted to an extent for moves on the general manager, for moves on the coach. But they did say they did run it by him, Steven Silas, and he did sign off on it, him and Russell Westbrook, that it would be okay. But I guess he doesn't like the direction of Tillman Fertitta, the Rockets owner we know has been cheap in the last couple of years. Which is why they didn't resign Trevor Reeves and all those boys, which messed up the Rockets team, that championship caliber team. But I'm like, they pulling the plug already, Harden and Russ. I'm a little surprised that they pulling the plug on each other already because they're the one who wanted to play together. They're the ones who were delusional and thought that pair would work. I knew that wouldn't work. Streets knew it wouldn't work. But they fell in love with the dream. Come on. It's crazy to me now. I'm just not a fan of Harden wanting out now because you built this right here. This entire roster was catered toward your strengths, catered toward your skills. You want us to dominate the ball. So what did they do? They got spot up shooters that can shoot all around you and play defense. There comes a point in time where you got to show up. You got to look at yourself in the mirror and say, I'm not going anywhere. It's me. I got to play a little better. I got to show up when it matters most. How many teammates is James Harden going to run out of town now? It's a lot. Why does everyone else have to adjust to him, but he's not adjusting to everyone else, the stars that come in there? It's all about accountability. Accountability and adaptability, to me, is Harden's main problem that I feel like prevents him from winning and prevents him from taking the next level, taking the next leap in the playoffs. I don't think he's going to win the title as the main guy. I don't think he will because I feel like he doesn't hold himself accountable enough. We'll see, man. It's going to be crazy what's going to happen with the Houston Rockets. Do I think they're going to get traded? I'm going to be real. I see Russ getting traded, but I don't see Harden getting traded. I see Russ getting traded only because I think a team is going to be really starving to get him. Like a Knicks, like a Detroit. And he's up for grabs right now. So I think he might get traded, but I don't think James Harden is going to be traded, to be honest. I really don't think he's going to the Brooklyn Nets. And for the record, I really don't like that pairing with the Brooklyn Nets. Hold on, fam. So you mean to tell me you want to leave the Rockets to go team up with KD and Kyrie? James, where's the heart, my brother? Why you want to team up with both of them? They already got them. They already got their joint established. Oh, we already established over here at BK. Chill. The streets are trying to see how KD and how Kyrie play together. How they run that offense. You got Steve Nash over there. You got D'Antoni over there. You got Amari Stoudemire over there. They're assembling a very interesting. You got Jacques Vaughn over there assembling a very interesting coaching staff. We're trying to see how that team works out. You got Dinwiddie. You got LeVert. You got DeAndre, you got Jared Allen. We want to see how those boys work out. I don't really think they need a Harden over here. Less is more. Listen to me, Nets. Less is more. Harden is not necessary with this roster. Let's see how KD, let's see how Kyrie and those boys work together. What kind of offense is implemented. Let's see how it goes before you go jump the gun and go get another superstar that requires touches. Less is more. Less is more, Brooklyn Nets. Less is more. We'll see, man. Look out for my boy John Wall this season. I think he's going to be interesting. Listen, I think he's going to play really well. I think he's going to assert himself as like a top 5 to 8 guard. I think not. Matter of fact, I'm going to put that on say. He's going to be a top 5 point guard this season. John Wall. I think the streets are sleeping on him. They forgot about him. It'll be interesting. Really quick before I get on out of there, I got to talk about the NBA draft really quick. Not a very exciting draft. One of the more low-key drafts, definitely because it's virtual. Because it's not as much star power as in previous drafts. Top 3 picks, Anthony Edwards, 6'5" guard out of Georgia. Great scorer. Can create space off the dribble. Tough shots all over the court. Great athlete. I think he's going to be great. Is he going to be the number 1 pick? I think he actually will be. I think Anthony Edwards is definitely going to be the number 1 pick because this is the Minnesota Timberwolves, and I think they're going to use that pick on the guard. And I think you could pair him well with D'Angelo Russell, and I think it'll be great there. Top 3 picks of Minnesota, Golden State, Charlotte Hornets with the 3rd pick. James Wiseman out of Memphis, a big man, strong body, big body. I think Golden State is probably going to pick him up because I don't think they're going to trade that number 2 pick yet. I think they're going to try to keep him and see what they got in the big man out of Memphis. I think he's going to be a great fit over there too. Les is going to be asked of him. I think he's going to be solid over there, playing with Steph and Clay, Draymond, some professionals over there. They got a great culture over there, Golden State. I like him over there. And we got to talk about LaMelo, man. We got to talk about LaMelo. 6'7" guard. Best player in the draft to me. Best talent in the draft to me. Most star potential in the draft to me. You know I'm all about ball control, triple Bs. And it's going to be very interesting who takes him. Maybe Minnesota takes him. I don't like the fit with him and D'Angelo Russell. Golden State doesn't need him. Charlotte Hornets, the number 3 pick. They don't really need him. They got Devontae Graham and they got Terry Rozier. They don't really need him. Chicago Bulls is the number 4 pick. They could use him, but they don't need him. They got Zach LaVine over there. Cavaliers could use him, but they don't really need him. They got Colin Sexton over there, Darius Garland over there. It's going to be really interesting to see where LaMelo lands. Obi Toppin out of Dayton. I think it's going to be a solid draft pick to look out for. Look out for him. A nice young athlete, runs the floor well, explosive. I think he's going to be great, man. So we're going to see because this draft, it's going to be interesting. I think there's going to be a lot of movement with the draft picks, more so because of teams wanting that draft capital. They want to save money. And it's going to get interesting, man. There's going to be a lot of trades right before the draft on Wednesday. So, man, talk to me, streets, the family. Send me a voicemail. Send me a message on Twitter. Send me a message on my IG. Send me a email. Above the Rim NBA podcast at gmail.com. Slack message. Tell me what you think about CP3 and Phoenix, man. Is he a top 4 team, top 5 team? How we feeling about CP3 and Phoenix? Because we know I like it. I'm going on the record and saying I like it. I'm feeling it. I think they could be top 4 seed, 100%. I think Booker is going to be phenomenal next to CP3. I think he's going to take another step. Ayton's going to take another step. I still think they're going to shore up that roster, which is important, having that $10 million to use and that number 10 pick. So we're going to see how Phoenix shapes up that roster. So talk to me, family. Let me know what y'all think about Harden to the Nets. I'm not feeling it. Let's see. Russ, New York City. Streets feeling that? Talk to me. Let's do it. Above the Rim, man. NBA offseason about to get crazy. Let's get it, man. It's Above the Rim, episode 136. And we out.